Well, good day once again, Jason Haines, QPL Rural here with another edition of the Haines Report and a look around the Riverina at what's been happening. Well, the recent rains last week did slow cotton harvest a little bit, but we are only days off seeing that crop now come in. A lot of the dryland crops are now out of the ground and we are waiting for that next rain to make sure we've got some subsoil moisture to get ourselves through this winter period and into springtime. In water trading this week, well, a few people are tidying up accounts at the moment, got a little bit of carryover water, a few megs left over from the season, and they're taking advantage of these higher prices at the moment. So there's a little bit of trading going on. Small amounts. We do look at numbers around that sort of 540 to 550 for the Murrumbidgee temporary water and general security. This has certainly been reflected down in the Murray system as well, with trades around that 550 mark again this week. In permanent trade this week, we're looking for general security around that 1950 mark in the Murrumbidgee system and around that sort of 1500 in the Murray system at the moment. In deep bull market on the Murrumbidgee, we are seeing a lot of activity at the moment, and there's a number of players still looking to secure that deep bore entitlement there at the moment. So if you've got any that you're looking to put up at the moment, please give me a call and we might be able to place it for you, particularly in that lower Murrumbidgee space. Recent trades for Zone 3 are around that $4,200 a megalitre. But let me know what you've got and we'll see what we can do for you. Now, many people have been wondering whether this recent rain has had any impact on our storages and the prospect of an allocation this year. Obviously a long way to go before we get an allocation, but it is good to see such strong snowfalls early in the season up in the hills, which hopefully will indicate we've got some good inflows in the springtime. The Burrinjuck Dam at the moment is sitting at 30% at the moment and Blowering at 37%. Now, they are both rising at the moment. Hume Dam's down at 17% at the moment. And it is interesting to note that the Murrumbidgee system is filling at around a rate of 40 gigalitres per week, and the Murray system around that sort of 32 gigalitres a week. Only little bits at the moment, but hopefully it makes up for a decent story across the winter time. On the rural property front, well, I suppose the big news for the week is the interest rate drop again, and for those of you fortunate enough to be able to capitalise on that, you'd have to say that this job's going to remain strong for some time. And now's probably the time in the winter time to really make your next step on that next property. We do have a number of good properties at the moment, one of which is Willow Lee. You won't find many opportunities here this close to Wagga, coming in at 960 acres. It's a good cattle property. It's been well set up for those that want to really grow and maximise the amount of feed that you can grow and utilise. This property's been set up to do it. It's almost dairy style, where you've got good fencing, you've got good electric fencing that you can sort of strip graze those cattle, and a good watering system there. For those that really want to maximise that output per acre, you won't find a farm that's much better set up in that grazing space so close to Wagga. I do encourage you, come and see me about Willow Lee and see the potential here, because this one is ready to go. It's been largely destocked and could easily be incorporated into the 2019 production season. For our second property this week, we will go back out to Warcool or Waco we've got out there, coming in at 2,800 acres. Now again, production per acre or per hectare, however you like to look at it. This property has run as a dairy in the past, so it's set up with good flood irrigation across it. There's also a large area of old sub-country, which could be easily cropped. It's good black soil throughout and does have good cattle handling facilities and the flexibility of both a 16-inch rainfall zone and MIL irrigation to really push that production when the opportunity's there. Now, when it's all about tonnes grown for dollars invested, this country does perform very well, and don't discount how this livestock property can also be a good feeder farm for your existing business. Properties like this are very cheap to hold at the moment, and the upside in production is quite considerable. Now, let's talk about if you were thinking about selling your farm on how you should present it. Buyers commonly want to jump in the ute with me and go around, and the first thing they want to do is pull a property down. Anything like weeds, fences, those sorts of things do detract from the value of a property, and a buyer will use those things to try and pull the price down. Now, if you're preparing your property for sale, start at the front gate. Have it looking neat and tidy. As Craig always says, if he jumps out to open the front gate to come in and look at your farm and cuts his finger open on the wire, the bit of loose wire there, or it drops on his toe, the inspection's basically over before you start on the front gate. So it's a good idea to methodically work your way through the property and try and remove those things that could detract from the experience on that first inspection through. Most buyers will know within the first 10 minutes or so of being on your property how interested they are in buying it and how impressed they are with how it's presented. So it's a good idea to use your time to plan the sale of your property and methodically work through that from step to step, getting all those little jobs done, those things tidied up, presenting your property to leave the best possible first impression. You don't want to give buyers the opportunity to believe there's more money to be spent here than what they're budgeting on. Vendors that have been through the process and presented their properties well certainly haven't been disappointed in the results that we've got out the other end. And with commodity prices so high at the moment, interest rates low, you'd have to say that the opportunity is there to receive top dollar for your farm now. Now, if you'd like any more information here today, or you'd like a free appraisal, please feel free to give me a call anytime on 0488 594 450. I do still have very strong demand in that dryland cropping and irrigation space, and the livestock job only continues to get stronger and stronger. So I look forward to catching up with you all again next week. Cheers.